Hi, everyone. It's such a joy to be here, a great joy to be here. And I am sure that all of you are ready for this webinar. Apologies for starting a few minutes late. I had to quickly sort out something just before I came on. And of course, I promise this webinar is not going to take too long at all. I actually have another, I have a coaching session at 8 o'clock. So, yeah, in just about 56 minutes. So this will be very, very short. It won't go past the hour. But what we're going to learn today would be really, really amazing and awesome. And I would have done slides, but this weekend is just too crazy. So if you're there and you can hear me live, loud and clear, please just help me type in the comment section loud and clear so that I will be sure that you can hear me. If you can hear me, if you're watching this on Facebook, if you're watching this on Instagram, no, not on Instagram. If you're watching, wherever you're watching this from, please let me know that you can hear me loud and clear. Yes, please help me know that you're hearing me loud and clear. I need to know. I need to know. Where are the comments? Where are the comments, please? Where are the comments? Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, loud and clear. Awesome. Thank you, Adeyemi Judah. God bless you in Jesus' name. Good to know that you can hear me, because sometimes technology can be a bit funny. And also, if you're there and you're watching this, please grab your pen and paper. Very important, because some of the things you're going to hear today, the live stream is free, but if you want to get it later, you may have to, what I'm saying. So ensure that you grab all that you can grab this particular period, because you are going to be blessed. So let's get right into it. So basically, the title of the webinar is how to be known for what you do. How to be known for what you do. And one of the things that I've come to realize is that a lot of people are great at what they do. A lot of people are amazing at what they do. A lot of people, wait, I can see, Mrs. Bimsala, but God bless you, ma. I can see a lot of people. Yes, God bless you. Pastor Philip Olabisi, God bless you. And sir, Dr. Akpeyomede, God bless you, sir. Good to see you. And Olayemi, God bless you. Thanks for connecting. Thank you, everyone, for connecting. It's such a joy to be here. Great privilege to be here. I don't take it for granted. So let me continue. So a lot of us are great at what we do. We are literally adding value to lives. We are helping people. We are helping people do great things. However, one of the major problem is maybe some of us are not aware of how to be seen, how to be known. I'm reminded of the time Jesus, started to manifest himself, as the Messiah, as Jesus. And his brothers looked at him one time and said, nobody does these things you do, and do it in secret. Okay, you've got to be out there doing it. And they were right. And Jesus had to say, no, my time hasn't come. I know I'm not supposed to be doing it in secret, but it's just that my time has not come. So I feel the same thing. If someone is watching this right now, your time has come, you feel ready, or maybe if your time hasn't come, but you want to learn these principles, I think they're very, very vital. The worst way to live life is to be light and not shine. The worst way to live life is to be light and still be there, but yet people are in darkness. So you've got to be light and you've got to be shine. You've got to shine and you've got to position yourself rightly so that the destinies that are connected to you are able to find you. They're able to see you. They're able to see what you do. They're able to connect with you. It's like that tree that has got lots of fruits on it, and people need to be able to see the tree for them to be able to partake of the fruits of the tree. So that's why we're sharing what we're sharing today. So just laying some foundation there. And I'll be talking about some of the principles of personal branding and the strategies you can take. And I will be sharing with you some of my own, strategies, some of the things I do that I believe will help you as well position yourself rightly. And guess what? 2021 must be amazing for you. Okay, especially if you're doing good, you're shining your light, you're doing great things. In 2021, you must position yourself correctly. You must position yourself correctly. Oh, Pastor John Amos, God bless you, sir. Thanks for connecting. You must position yourself correctly, and that's very important. In fact, let me share something with you. I did a sort of like an informal research that I didn't publish. Just did this myself. I think I did this about 2 years ago, or so. And I went into all of the papers published between 2018. Dr. Akpemode, we understand this because we are both researchers. Between 2018 and all the way to about 2008 or 2010, thereabout. And I discovered that all of the articles that talked about personal branding, that talked about, being seen, for what you do, all of them had social media in them. All of them had social media in them. And I was wondering how, why, and then I realized that we have come to that age where social media is like the real agent of personal branding. Gone are those days where they will say, okay, just word of mouth and tell people about what you do, word of mouth. Now, right now, it's the age of social media. So if you're watching me right now and you're like, oh, I'm not a social media person, I don't like social media. I am sorry. It will be very hard for you to position yourself rightly in this current generation. Trust me, a lot has changed, and social media is the game, is the place where you've got to learn how to play that game. You'll be shocked that people make so much money on social media. People do so many amazing things on social media. Why are you shocked that a lot of ministries are on social media? The most important thing is to learn how to use social media correctly. In fact, let me give you one tip now. If you're watching this right now, you can almost literally, I won't say park Facebook, okay, but the level of seriousness of social media is almost getting beyond Facebook to some extent these days, unless you have Facebook group. Facebook group is the future of Facebook. Trust me, Facebook groups are the future of Facebook. All right. And then Instagram. In fact, prioritize Instagram and LinkedIn. If your message is such that has something to do with the workplace, something to do with the workplace, with people's careers, please make sure you are on LinkedIn. In fact, LinkedIn right now, I've said this before and I'll say it again. LinkedIn right now is like what Facebook was in 2009, 10. The algorithms on LinkedIn are very raw. They are very raw that they would literally favor anybody, whether you have 10,000 followers or you have 200 followers or you just have 2 followers. You know why? Because your consistency on LinkedIn, according to the algorithm, is what the algorithm works with rather than the nature of your post or what your post look like. But of course, there is still the element of knowing how to post on LinkedIn. So if I can give you an assignment, okay, and I'll tell you about the assignment later. Oh, no. I'll probably tell you the assignment later. So let me just dive deep into this. All right. Some elements that would really, really help you to be visible and known for what you do is you need to learn how to showcase your expertise. In fact, one of the things that makes people believe in what you do is when they see consistent outcomes and consistent results. All right. About what you do. Okay, so you tell people that this is who I am, this is what I do, right? But you need to find a way to show them consistent results. So if you're watching this right now and you want people to really believe in you, you want people to really connect with what you're doing, right? And you're doing it well, all right? You want to start to do it a lot for free and get testimonials. Hello? Get testimonials. Get people to say, oh, I worked with Dr. Akpemode and I got 5 scholarships. I got 5 scholarships in 1 scholarship here, 1 scholarship there. You have to have something that is showing results. Or people that you do things for are constantly talking about what you've done for them. Very important. In fact, one of the things that I get some of my coaching clients to do when they're just starting out, I will often say, do some things for free first, and in fact, let me share with you my story. When I started coaching, I coached some people for free for free, because I know, but by the grace of God, coaching for me is a gift. So definitely they are going to get results. Yes, anytime I constantly post on LinkedIn, I get a follow-up email. Exactly. Keep it up, sir. It's amazing. The algorithm is favoring everybody on LinkedIn right now. All right. So, I often advise my coaching clients whenever they're coming out. Usually I'm a coach to speakers, trainers, and all, authors. I often say, do something for free out there. Give people 30 minutes free coaching, give people 15 minutes free coaching. And of course, because you're gifted, you have a message, there is something that, that is within you that is just going to help people be transformed, right? Their life will be transformed in that 15 minutes, in that 30 minutes. They will hear something they will never forget. They will hear something that will change their life, that will touch their lives, right? And get them to give you a testimonial for that. I mean, if someone is getting 30 minutes free coaching, the best they can do for you is to tell the world about what they've experienced and be real about it. Guess what? Their realness and whatever they have to say about what you have to do is going to tell somebody who you are. And that's one of the ways that somebody will hear them, somebody who trusts them, somebody they have credibility with, somebody they believe in, somebody that believes in them, will hear about you. And guess what? They could be your next clients. They could be your next audience. So very, very important that you learn to do something for free. You learn to grab testimonials. And I just want to say real quick that when it comes to your personal branding, there are 3 key pillars, that would help you really, really stay out, be out there or be visible. Number 1 is we've talked about your expertise, your skills. You've got to show your expertise, your skills. In fact, I was shocked the other day when was it Brendan Bouchard? Literally, Brendan Bouchard, I think he's a live coaching session, all right, with one of his clients and live streamed it. In fact, this guy as well, Grant Baldwin, would also do a podcast of a live coaching session. So that's them literally showcasing their expertise and showcasing their skills. Of course, when you watch such live sessions and you just watch how transformational that is, how people's life are being changed by that person being in front of them, you would naturally gravitate towards wanting to be, in that same space and wanting to sign up for whatever they have to offer. And I think that's very, very powerful. Another thing is you want to showcase your experience. You want to tell your story. As some of us are shy to tell our story. I put on Instagram the other day, I said, don't die with your story unheard. Okay, one of the ways people connect with you is through your stories. All right, you want people to connect with you through your stories. Okay, so share your story. All right, if you are someone helping people to write their books, what's your how did you write your own book? What's the story of you becoming an author? Was it challenging? Was it painful? Was it, how did you eventually birth that book? Share that story and share it consistently. All right. In my coaching sessions, I always tell my clients, learn how to curate your story, all right, for your personal brand. Curate your story, a story that you're going to be sharing consistently. You don't have to share all your life. All right, but a story that goes along with your message. All right, you know what? You want people to mention your name and they go, all right, is it Dr. Akwe Omede? Aha, yes, is that the same Dr. Akwe that finished his PhD from so and so that failed 2 times and then eventually I don't know Dr. Akwe Omede's story too much, but you get the point I'm trying to make. All right, you want them to connect with you at that level, and I think it's very, very vital. And I think it's very, very important. So number 3 is also you want to showcase what you know. So the first one is you're showcasing your expertise, right? Your skills and all. The second one is your story. The third one is what you know, your knowledge. All right. And one of the ways to do that is to constantly put out, maybe questions and get people to respond and all of that. Over the course of this stuff, I'll be sharing with you some of the strategies that would help you to be more seen. All right. But let me go straight into some of those principles. Number 1, I want to talk about focus. The principle of focus. The principle of focus. One of the major things plaguing our generation, I've said this many times and I will say it again, is a lack of focus. Many people want to do many things at the same time. You are the relationship coach. At the same time, you are the branding expert. At the same time, you are the helper of authors. At the same time, you are the helper of speakers. At the same time, you are assistant Holy Spirit. You cannot be everything to everybody. Okay, you cannot be everything to everybody. Please stay focused. Stay focused. I beg you, stay focused. Yes, sir. Dr. Mary, I'm enlightening you today. Stay focused. You know, why? Why do we want to stay focused? We want people to describe you and describe you with the problem that you solve. If you are all over the place, you confuse people. In fact, I normally talk about this one. I say, imagine you go to a shop today, you want to buy a shoe, and you go to this place where they're selling shoe, and you got there, and you pick up a shoe, and you buy, and you love the shoe. Wow, that's amazing. And then all of a sudden, one of your friends called you and said, Mami Olabode, please, can you tell me where you bought this shoe from? And you said, no problem. It's just right there under there. And then you went to the place, and guess what? Today they are selling bicycle. They're no longer selling shoes. Mami Olabode said, only one you. Only one you. There's some people like that too. Yes, don't be shy to share your stories. And then all of a sudden you go to that shop, the shop that where you bought the quality shoe from, and today they're now selling bicycle. All right. If they're selling bicycle, your friend and you, including you, will say, no, these people are not serious. You move, you go elsewhere instantly. Because they're clearly not, they don't know what they are selling. And many of us are like that. We are not serious. People get a transformational stuff from us today. They are longing for more tomorrow, longing for more next year. And then all of a sudden you say you are no longer serving them. You are now serving these other people. That's how you are losing. That's how you are losing followers and losing people who will be agents of your message out there. Very important. You must learn the principle of focus. Focus like a laser beam. I know it sounds very counterintuitive. It sounds very exciting to be everything to everyone else. And even Paul said it. You don't be everything to everyone. He said he's learned to be everything to everyone else in terms of, but that's not in terms of his message. Okay, his message is still the same. All right. What's it called? Every time Paul tried to go to the Jews, to the Jews, you know what happens to him? They will beat his head. But every time he stuck with the Gentiles, all right, the people he was sent to, his message was always very effective. And of course, the same thing was with Peter. Every time Peter stuck to the people he was sent to, stuck to his message was also very, very effective. Stick to those who you are sent to. All right, don't be jumping all over the place looking for. Be very clear about your message. I think that's the main thing. Be clear about your identity, and especially when you're just starting out to build your personal brand, to be seen, to be known what you do. Please try and start with one thing. I wrote an article on Purpose Arena not too long ago. I said, what is your one thing? That one thing you're going to start with, and people will know you for it. Please, I beg you, don't make it feel like, like you're caged or boxed. No, you're not caged. You are not boxed. I know some of you are multi-talented. I am multi-talented myself. You're not caged. You're not boxed. But people must know you for one thing first, trust you for that thing, so that they can now tell other people about you and that thing. Just like the example of the shop, you go there today, you bought a good shoe, somebody's asked you for the same shoe, you went there, you brought them there, but they're now selling bicycle. And then you go there, you brought another person there, the next day they're selling onions. You brought another person, you're never going to go back there again. So when you're just starting out, unless you're fully well known, many of us will see great ministers of God like Bishop T.D. Jakes, and you go, oh, Bishop T.D. Jakes is a preacher, he's a speaker, he's an author, he's a music producer, movie producer, and then you want to start from where Bishop T.D. Jakes is right now. No. If you ask Bishop T.D. Jakes, he will tell you he did not start that way. He started with preaching, women thou art loose. That was what he started with. And he started and people got to know Bishop T.D. Jakes, trust his brand. There was credibility. And of course, when credibility came, then it became very focused. When credibility came, he started to expand, and people started to know T.D. Jakes the movie producer, know T.D. Jakes the music producer, know T.D. Jakes the analyst or whatever. It's very, very important. I want to beg you, focus is very key. People must be able to describe you and describe you in detail. All right, especially when you're just starting out. All right, number 2 is what I call the principle of mastery. The principle of mastery. Is a bit similar to the first one, but it has its own uniqueness. You cannot achieve mastery when you are distracted, when you are not focused. You know what it says about the jack of all trade and master of none? Nobody will know you for what you do unless you are a master of what you do. Oh my goodness. Nobody will know you for what you do unless you are a master of what you do. So, and that tells me a few things. Number 1, it tells me that you must be clear about your message. Yes, someone said you must be clear about your identity. Absolutely. You must be clear about your identity. Be clear about your message. Make sure that whatever it is that you are delivering is what you have been given to deliver. I think I should say that again. Whatever you're delivering to people is what you have been given to deliver. It's connected to your gift. It's connected to your purpose. That is one way you can exercise mastery in that thing. See, God has given all of us dominion in an area of life, in an aspect of life. For some people, it's relationship. You need to listen to my wife talk about relationship. Let her talk about marriage and relationship. You'll be like, wow, where is this wisdom from? It's the wisdom of God. And guess what? God doesn't give you wisdom in an area that He has not called you into. He gives you this depth of wisdom in oftentimes almost like a single area or one area of life that He has called you into. All you need to do is find that area. See, when you find that area, I don't want to preach, okay? But one thing I have learned is that in that area that God has called you into, He has made you a king in that area. He has made you a king of that domain. And I often say that all of us are kings, and 2 things make a king: territory and authority. God gave you a territory, which is your domain, and He now gave you authority. That's why we call people authorities. So, and authorities are masters of a particular domain. Like my domain of purpose. Now, I know I am gifted. I'm told, I'm called to talk about purpose. So, I don't worry about it. I deliver. So the same thing, you must do everything to be a master of your domain. And how do you become a master of your domain? This one is counterintuitive. You must be a student of that domain. You must know everything in that domain. I know you are gifted. Yes, I know it's your calling. Yes, but how? You must know everything about that domain. People must listen to you, and almost every sentence in what you have to say is a quote. I'm not kidding. Almost every sentence you have to say is a quote. Even your humor, would resonate with people, will connect with people. They will feel you. And the only way you can do that is to be a master of that domain. So you must achieve mastery. And one of the evidence of mastery, hear this, and this is how people get to know you and believe you and buy your course and buy your products and want to engage with you and want to be your mentee, is, hear this. This is when you're able to consistently deliver results in the life of people. Somebody should help me type that out. When you are able to consistently deliver results in the life of people. Somebody came to you today, they signed up for your coaching, they attended your course, they did your masterclass, and their lives are changed. And they will tell other people. To the glory of God, go and ask all my coaching clients. To the glory of God, every week is like a transformational week. To the glory of God, there is something about them that they are getting, that they are, and they will tell other people. They will tell other people. They will gladly tell other people that, Dr. Sam, his masterclass, his coaching, help my business, help my life. This is very important for you as well. But for you to be that, you must be a master of your domain. You must lead in your domain. You must be a leader in your domain. Okay, don't be one of those people who just jump up and down. You are not a master of anything, so no one will be. No, they will never see you. You will never be known. It's not a curse. You will never be known. Okay, so this is more suited to people who are speakers, trainers, and coaches a lot more than most other people. But if you have a business too, this will work a lot for you. Number 3 is what I call a reflection of you. All right, a reflection of who you are. All right, what you do must reflect who you are. And one of the ways to reflect, for whatever you do to reflect who you are, is to actually bring your personality into it. All right, bring your personality into it. All right, always find a way to make sure that you are not too serious. you've got to engage people, connect with people. To some extent, sometimes you would have to be vulnerable. Thank you. Yes, so Mrs. Kemi said, I can testify absolutely to the glory of God here. When Melaba said you are constantly fired up, you hear that. All right, those are my people, my very people who are close to my heart, my coaching clients. They will tell you to the glory of God. So you must achieve mastery for you to be able to do that. And number 3, talking about, it has to reflect you. It has to reflect your personality. Sometimes you may have to be vulnerable to actually let what you do reflect some of your weaknesses. There's a way you can sell through your weakness. Don't worry, you need to sign up for another masterclass for me to tell you. You can sell through your weakness. Through the things that people think is your weakness, you sell through it. Why? Because guess what? If you're doing something that allows you to be able to talk about your weakness and how you're working on it, do you know that some people admire you so much that they will pay for that thing you're doing to work on your weakness? That's another thing, another thing for another day. Okay, so bring your personality into it. Bring your humor. Bring your humor into it. All right. If you're funny, if you enjoy being funny, like some of the people who speak some funny accents and all of that, bring your humor into your message. Bring your jokes into your message. Bring your personality. One of the things about my own personality, the reflection of myself, is my energy. I have tried. When I was, I tried to speak like Reverend Sam Adeyemi. How many of you know Reverend Sam Adeyemi? Reverend Sam Adeyemi will say, today we're going to be talking about how to be known for what you do. And what you do is, see, I tried it. It did not work. It did not work for me. It didn't work for me. It was almost getting me frustrated. I said, no. This is not the same message that God has called me to do. And then I realized it was because I was trying to copy people, But when I stood with my own uniqueness, and let it reflect me, my energy, my vibe. That's unique to me. All right, it changed the game. It just completely changed the game. In fact, one of the reasons why people love listening to me, one of the reasons why people connect with me is simply because of my energy. And of course, there are some people who may find that energy strange. It means I'm not sent to them. All right, see, there are some people you are not sent to. But for the people you are sent to, you've got to bring your A game. You've got to bring your personality into it. All right. For some of you, you may need to bring your family into it. All right. If your wife and your husband and your spouse is comfortable with it, bring them into it. Bring your office into it. You take a picture in your office. Take your picture in your office space. Let people almost connect with you. Dr. Akwemede said too much energy, sir. So Mrs. Kevin said, "Kole work." It's true, Kole work. I've tried it didn't work. So bring your personality into it. In fact, you want people to connect with you emotionally. You want people to connect with you emotionally. Once people can connect with you emotionally, they feel like they are a part of you, a part of your family, a part of your tribe. There's some people who can almost fight for you if somebody speaks negative about you outside. The only way they will do that is when you've connected with them emotionally. All right, when they feel like they know you. There's some people who feel like they know you more than they know you. Because they've seen pictures of your children, all of a sudden now they feel like, is it Miss Olabade? I know Miss Olabade very well. They've not seen you before. They don't have any interaction with you. They're not doing anything together with you. I know her. I know her. I know her son. Her son is called Fekayomi. Her husband is called Kini. They don't know you. They just it's all they see. But when you bring that into what you do, and it reflects you, they connect with you emotionally. When I teach my advanced mobile and wireless class in the classroom, as a lecturer, one of the things I talk about, I always advise my students, I said, when you build mobile applications, find a way to connect with people's emotions. Somebody said, my energy gets them. Oh, Jamila, thank you. Thank you. I always tell my students, I say, find a way to make sure your mobile applications, your mobile solutions connect with people's emotion, and they in turn connect to that mobile application True emotionally. And I always give this example. Imagine if somebody just deletes your Facebook app from your phone right now. You will probably get angry with that person. In fact, before you remember that you could install the Facebook app again without losing anything. You may have even gone violent on the person. Like, of all things to delete, how would you delete my Facebook app? No, let's say WhatsApp. WhatsApp is the one that can pain people the most. All right. Let's say somebody delete your WhatsApp. All right. You'll be very angry. Why? Because there's an emotional connection to that WhatsApp. Your contacts are there. Your family is there. There are people that you're chatting with all the time. You have messages, documents, links, all these things that you have in there. That's why there's an emotional attachment to that WhatsApp. Deleting it will make you feel like that person must be your enemy. So very, very important, that it reflects and people can connect with you emotionally. If you're a shy person, I don't know how you will be able to make it in as a speaker, trainer, coach, and someone who's got a message. Trust me, if you're a shy person, you can you need to deal with your shyness. In fact, you probably need to get a coach, somebody who will help you defeat shyness from like to the barest minimum. Because how will you preach your message if you are shy? So please, if you want to build a personal brand, if you want to connect with people, you've got to lose your shyness, right? And connect with people. Okay, number 4. Okay, this one you have to have a sense of uniqueness. What you do must bring out some unique things. You have to find elements of uniqueness that you want to impute into what you are doing. All right. Some people do this, all right, through their logos, through their colors, through the way they dress. Like my dad. Oh, Dr. John, for those who know my dad, if you see my dad, dressed contemporarily, he would have a bow tie. Always a bow tie, multicolored bow tie. Oh, Nurse Jaja, God bless you. Thank you very much for watching. From Turkey, God bless you. All right. My dad will have a bow tie. For some people, they have a way they dress. All right. And it's in that dressing that people connect with them. If you don't see their face and you just see their dressing, you can almost tell, no, this is Dr. John Ekuda. Oh, this is Dr. Samuel Ekuda. All right. I don't have any dressing. In fact, if I'm allowed, I will just be dressing with t-shirts and trousers. T-shirt and jeans. But my industry is such a way that sometimes they call me to come and preach somewhere and they will tell me, Dr. Sam, can you please? Because I'm very youthful in the things I do, like so. But that's my own sort of brand. I love t-shirts and jeans. I can wear it the whole day. All right. So you must have a way. All right. So what makes you stand out? What is your unique selling point? What is your unique selling? Have you ever asked yourself that question? As a speaker, as an author, as a coach, as a trainer, what is your unique selling point? What makes you stand out? Is it the colors, that are unique to you? Like for me, if you notice, I love yellow and blue a lot. All right. I do a bit of yellow and blue from time to time. Okay. Is it your dressing? Is it in the way you curate your graphics? Okay. What makes you stand? Another thing that is key, your logo. Somebody who's watching this right now, you don't have a logo and you're a speaker, please don't get a logo. Somebody will say, why do I need a logo? You need a logo. All right. Case closed. Okay. You need a logo. You need something to make you unique, to put out your uniqueness out there. Where people see your logo and they can immediately connect with you. See, there are some people, there are destinies that God has sent to connect with you. Trust me on this one. They will not even connect with those higher than you. But they will connect with you. I can tell you stories of people who met me through people who are higher than me. But the moment they met me, it's like, boom, there's just a destiny alignment. And almost immediately, it's like they just start following me more than they start following that person that they actually met me through. All right. And we live in my own opinion, purpose is not a competitive world. There are people that their destiny that God has connected to each and every one of us. All right. So believe in the people that God has connected you with. All right, and make sure you stand out. Make sure you have something that is unique about you that makes them to connect with you a lot more. Another thing that can be your unique selling point, listen, is your story. All right, is your story. Very important. Again, I'm going to talk to those people who are shy about their story. If you are shy about your story, to be very frank, you can never be known for what you do. You can never be known for what you do. Go and look at everybody. Go and look at all the people that are great about what they do, and just ask yourself, right? Maybe is there anybody hiding their story from what they are doing? Gone are those days that people just connect with you based on what you have to offer. These days, people connect with you based on your authenticity. Let me say that again. People connect with you based on your authenticity. They literally want to see how authentic you are. How authentic you are. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. You said you agree with me 100%. Exactly. So, how authentic are you? Bring out your story to limelight. Bring out your story. All right. It's part of being vulnerable. People connect with you more. Why? Because they can position themselves in your story. And when I talk about how I've repeated classes twice in my life and still end up graduating PhD at the age of 26, all of a sudden people who have failed or who are currently failing connect with me because they see hope. They can position themselves in that story. When I talk about the fact that I've had a dream since the age of 14 to be a professor, and it was challenging, it was tough, I couldn't pay my school fees and all of that, and God helped me, and even when my parents couldn't afford it, God helped me and paid all my school fees, and by the time I was done, I was owing no one any cents. People can connect with that. There are some people who want to be like me, who want to study overseas, study abroad, or go for further studies, but they can't afford it right now, and all of a sudden they can see hope in my story. Am I making sense to you? That is one of my unique selling points. And that's why everywhere I go, I tell my story and I tell it consistently. If you're just joining us, you have missed that part where I talked about how you must learn to curate your story and tell it quite consistently. Very, very important. Vulnerability is very key. Yes, ma'am. Vulnerability is massively, massively key. People connect with you more these days based on your authenticity, how real you are. Like you must be so real that it's like they can almost hug your realness. Okay, I'm sure you all get that, what I'm trying to say. So that's one way to be known for what you do. Bring your personality, bring your uniqueness, bring your story. All right, time will not permit me, but I would love to share. Maybe I should quickly do it in 5 minutes. All right, I've shared this with some people before. Here, there's 5 things you must do with your story. 5 things you must do with your story. Number 1, you must accept or acknowledge your story. Right? For some people, they have yet to acknowledge their story. All right. Their story may not be palatable, may be that of shame and reproach, but they'll keep saying, no, it didn't happen to me. They feel like they are too big. They are too big for that story. They don't want to be identified with their story. No, please. Every single thing that happened to you was majorly because of where God is taking you to. What you've gone through, what you are going through is because of where God is taking you to. All things work together for good for those who love God and are called according to his purpose. As long as you discover the purpose of God for your life, you must be willing to acknowledge your story. Accept your story. It's not a lie. It happened to you. Yes, your parents abandoned you. Yes, you failed in secondary school. Yes, you failed in high school. Yes, you committed some sins, some atrocities when you were young. Yes, it was you. It is you. Acknowledge the story, accept it. Don't be saying it's a lie. No, it's not a lie. It's you. Number 2, you need to embrace the story. Love your story. You cannot be known for what you do until you love your story. You must tell that story, even though it's a story of guilt and shame and reproach and all of that. But you've healed, right? You've moved on. And now you're helping other people heal and move on too. So love the story. Don't be ashamed to tell the story. I was listening to a speaker the other day, and she was talking about how, she was diagnosed for cancer, and she was going through chemotherapy and all of that and everything. And she was saying it with so much joy and energy and zest and passion. And man, if you are in that room listening to her and you have a similar story, you will definitely connect. You will say, I want what this woman has. That's what you're going to be saying. I want what this woman has. You want to, if she's offering coaching, you will buy. Especially when you can position yourself in the story. So you must embrace your story. You must hug your story. Love your story. Love your story. Hug your story. Number 3 thing you must do, you must take responsibility for your story. All right? Taking responsibility for your story means you are not blaming anybody for your story. Stop blaming people for your story. Okay, yes, you were abandoned by your parents when you were young, but guess what? That was when you were 5. That was when you were 6. That was when yes, that was cruel. But stop blaming them for your life right now. Guess what? If you keep blaming them, you will keep blaming them forever. There are some people who've been blaming their parents since they were 8. Now they are 68. They are still blaming their parents. How long will you keep blaming people for your life? See, the more you keep blaming people for your life, the more you are giving them control over your life and your future. Stop blaming people for your life. Take responsibility. Accept your story. And I'm not saying you should blame yourself. Taking responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself. No, it just means you stop blaming people about your story. You choose that you're not going to blame anybody. You're going to forgive everyone involved, and you're going to move on with your life. You're going to make consistent decisions that will help you achieve the outcomes that you want for your life, achieve your dream, fulfill your vision, and fulfill your purpose. So you've got to take responsibility for your story. And number 4, you've got to inspire with your story. You must inspire with your story. If you're a speaker, you are a trainer, you are a coach, you are listening to this right now, hear me. You must inspire with your story. That story needs to go into a book. That story needs to be told consistently. There are people connected to that story that must hear that story. You've got to inspire with their story. You must inspire with your story. Okay? Very, very important. You must see, and if you have not accepted your story, embraced your story, and taken responsibility for your story, listen, it's not a curse. You cannot inspire with it. A story you have not accepted, that you have not acknowledged that is yours, that you don't love, that you've not taken responsibility for, you can never inspire with that story. You know why? Every time you tell the story, you incite in people either anger, pity, or pain. So, can you inspire with such story? No. And I must admit, at this time, for you to inspire with any story, you must have healed from it. If it's a story of pain and anguish and all of that, you must have healed from it. Okay, so heal from your story. If you need a therapist, go for therapy. If you need a counselor, go for counseling. If you need a coach, go for coaching. Let's heal from that story. Find a coach that can work with you on your story, on your upbringing, on your background, on the things that are holding you back, and heal. Once you can get healing, all right, begin to inspire with your story. Accept it, embrace it, take responsibility, and begin to inspire. Because if you have not healed from the story, when you tell the story, let's say, for instance, somebody who went through a bad divorce, all right, bad divorce, and let's say the person is a woman. By the time the person starts to say their story and they've not yet healed, right? They've not accepted the story, they've not embraced the story, they've not taken responsibility for the story. When they tell that story, what they will be saying to people is that men are scum, men are rubbish, men are bad, men are this, men are that. And you've heard it out there. People are saying men are scum, men are this. Those are the people who have not healed from their story, who have not accepted their story, who have not taken responsibility for their story. They are still blaming the men who did something to them. This is why you must take responsibility for your story, so that you can inspire with your story. So that by the time you tell the story, people are not full of anger. They're not full of hatred for that man, for men, for women, for parents, for, there are some people today who are just angry at every father figure because their father abandoned them. It's like me against the fathers, me against the world. No. You cannot inspire with your story that way. You've got to heal from that story. Take responsibility from that story so that you can inspire. So that when you tell that story, people are going, wow, saying, me too. I was abandoned. I was raped. I was molested. I failed many times. But if you can still be talking like this, if you are inspiring like this, I want to be like you. I too want to heal. I too want to come out of my pain. I too want to be able to tell my story like you someday. That's what we want people to feel when they hear our story. And guess what? That's one of the things that helps you to be known for what you do. It's your unique selling point that makes somebody say they're listening from Melbourne, Australia. Let me see that person. Yes. Woo! Those are one of my people very close to my heart. All right. Okay. So very important. You must tell your story. Okay. Because of time. Number 5. This is a major one. Whatever you do, you must be consistent in. You must be consistent in it. Some of you are as inconsistent as, as Nigeria's electricity. Apologies to all the Nigerians in the house and all the people living in Nigeria. Forgive me, but you all know what I'm saying is true. All right. You must be consistent. You must find a way to be consistent. Okay. This is one of the things I tell my coaching clients. You must be consistent. You must preach that your message every single day. You must show evidence that that message is you through and through. Like you wake up, is that message. You sleep is the message. You drink is the message. You eat is the message. You sleep is the message. Okay, that is what we mean. You must be consistent. You must consistently deliver that message. Consistently get in the face of people. If you're a speaker, if you're a trainer, if you're a coach, right? If you're an author, please get in the face of people regularly. Do videos regularly. Do live videos regularly. Let people connect with your message a lot more. Let people hear you speak. How can you say you're a speaker and you have not done any video over the last 1 month? What are you speaking? How do people get to know you for what you do when you are not out there doing what you do or doing what you say you do? You say you help people heal from emotional heartbreak. There was no day you've done a video. The one that you did, it was accidental. Okay, do real videos for God's sake. All right, put yourself out there. Create a show that you do every week. Start a podcast. Okay. All right. Let me know if you want me to teach you how to do podcasts. One day I'll teach you how to do podcast. Very easy. Nothing at all. You do it with your phone. All right. We'll not even spend 30 minutes before you start to do your own podcast. Sharp. All right. But be out there. Let people know you for what you do. Okay. And we are sharing some of those principles today. Show up for people. Show up. Always show up consistently. Show up repeatedly and consistently. All right. There are some ways you can schedule your posts on social media. Your social media posts, let people be able to connect with you a lot more. All right. And number six is you must have good character. Nothing spoils your brand. Nothing spoils what you do than having a bad attitude and a bad character. If you have a bad attitude and you have a bad character, it will be very tough for you to be known for what you do. Your character will keep rubbishing your integrity and credibility. Have you seen people that they are great at what they do? All of a sudden, people say, but his character, but his attitude, his attitude. Don't give him that work to do. No, don't call him. Don't call her. She will spoil this whole place. She will scatter this whole place. She will. Your character must match the brand you are trying to build. Must bring good values to what you are doing. All right. If you know you are struggling with your character, if you know you are struggling with all of these things, find a way to work on them. Okay. There's no better way to say it, but just find a way to work on them. Okay. Find a way to work on these things. All right. Find a way to work on your character. Okay, let the image you are trying to build, let it. Yes, somebody say, yes, ma. Yes, sir. Your character is seen before your words. See, I have. Let me tell you before. I've been in the congregation where we're trying to. What's it called? We're trying to invite speakers, right? And then all of a sudden you mention one speaker's name, and somebody said, no, don't bring that person. No. The issues you are going to resolve, after bringing the person. There was a time also there was one man of God that was invited to preach somewhere, and then he got to the stage, he completely forgot his topic. He was just raising money. By the time the whole thing was done, even the host was apologizing to people. So please, character is very, very. Avoid things that will rubbish your character. Avoid things that will rubbish your brand. Avoid scandals. Avoid all these things that will rubbish what you are trying to build. Very, very important. That's one of the key ways to be known for what you do. Another thing is persistence. More like the law of process. Listen, all these things that we're talking about will take time. But let me give you a formula. All right. And I've given this formula a lot of places. Do you know if you spend 1 hour a day, on anything you are good at and called to do, 1 hour a day, in 1 year, you will become an expert. Somebody should write this down. 1 hour a day, every single day on what you're doing, reading books, practicing, doing, developing yourself, connecting yourself with the right people, and all of those things. 1 hour a day, every single day. In 1 year, you'll be an expert. In 3 years, you'll be a national phenomenon. I don't care what country of the world you live in, even if it's a remote village, Yes, as long as you are consistently doing these things that we've talked about and you spend 1 hour daily doing them, right? In 3 years, you'll be a national phenomenon. In 5 to 7 years, you'll be a global phenomenon. Okay, in 5 to 7 years, I heard this thing when it was, I think in 2016. Here, 2020, to the glory of God, I can say categorically, it works. Just being consistent works. It works. Very, very important. All right. So stay in the process, stay in the game. All right. It takes persistence. It takes understanding the process to be known for what you do. Listen, sometimes you can't do it on your own. Sometimes you're going to need a coach. Sometimes you're going to need somebody to hold your hand. Sometimes you're going to need someone to keep you accountable. Sometimes you're going to be able to measure your progress and set new goals and set goals and all of that and work towards goals. You may need a coach. All right. In fact, trust me, when you're trying to be known, you need a coach. It's not like you need a coach. Get yourself a coach. It will cost you, but it will. And guess what? See, there are different levels of coaching, right? There are some coaches that they will charge you $10,000 like per month for coaching. Go and ask Brendan Butchard. $10,000 for coaching. All right. And there are some people like us, they won't charge you too much. Okay. And there are some coaches here, Mr. Labode is a coach. All right. They won't charge you too much too. All right. So go for the ones that you are seeing consistent results in their life. All right. If you go to Mr. Labode now and you see our life, you see consistent results. Those are the people that should be your coach. Sign up for their coaching. All right. And you will get the results too because they are gifted. That's their calling. All right. It's my calling now to coach you. You definitely get results. All right. So find a coach in your life. Find a coach that you can afford, who you can see the consistent results you desire in their life. Pay the price is part of the process. And lastly, networking. Hey, this one is very important. Networking. You must learn. If you are not good with people, you can never be good. You can never be known for what you do. I mean, who are the people that will tell other people about you? Even we are shouting social media. It's still somebody that will see you and share your post. It's still somebody that will see you and share what you do. It's still somebody that will see you and tell other people about what you do. Thank you very much, Miracle, for helping us to type that out. All right. It's still somebody that will tell somebody about what you do. So I'm always begging you on this one. Networking is, you must learn. Go and read that book, How to Win Friends and How to Make Friends and Win with People, or something like that. Dale Carnegie, powerful book, evergreen book. All right, if you are the type of people who you are shy around people, you don't know how to connect people, you don't know how to make friends. You must learn to make friends. You can never be known for what you do if you don't learn how to build relationships, how to build networks. Look at me. To the glory of God, in 2016, when I started, nobody knew me. Nobody knew me. Now, to the glory of God, look at the people I work with. Look at the people we are on the same flyer together, on the same poster together. It's amazing. It's amazing. It only can come through relationships. I've shared with you people before in the last webinar that I did on this same group, where we talked about how to attract mentors. I talked about how I wanted to connect with a big man of God, and thank God I had connected with my mentor, someone who is a father to me, Bishop Bob Alunge. I went to Bishop Bob. I said, "Sir, I want to connect with this person, sir." And Bishop Bob said, "Okay, don't worry, consider it done." He can only, and when Bishop Bob told that person about me, he said, "This is like my son. He has my highest recommendation." Boom! The person said yes. The person said, "If Bishop Bob, if it's coming from you, it's done." Without even yet looking at their calendar, he said, "Bishop Bob, if it's coming from you, it's done." Me too, I've learned to use that language now. Like for instance, if Mrs. Alabadi come to me and say somebody wants me to speak for them, I'll say it's done. These are my people, my very own people. Or Mr. Tokwe Bandele, he comes to me and says, "Dr. Sam, please, can you?" I'll say it's done. Why? Because the relationships, these are great people. These are people I value. These are people I honor. All right, you too, and they honor you too in return. Build correct relationship. Character is also linked to this relationship. If you don't have good character, forget relationship. So have good character. Build good value. Learn to value people. Learn to love people. Learn to learn to believe in people. Learn to connect people. Learn to add value to people. It will make your relationship last, and it will make people to be able to recommend you. Yes, sir. How to Win Friends and Influence People. They'll kind of get an amazing book. I think I probably read it like 2-3 times, and I'll still read it again. because I will learn one or two things again. I'll pick up one or two things that I've forgotten, and it changes our lives. I'm begging you. Relationship gives you access. Yes, ma. I love that statement. Relationship gives you access. I like access that you would not ordinarily have. People that you not ordinarily connect with. The relationship will just open the door, pam, pam, and then there you go. I was speaking with one great man of God this week, and the man of God made one. That man of God made one statement. He said, we are family now. I said, we are family now. Thank you, Jesus. So the point I'm trying to make is relationship gives you access. But people can only say that about you when you have good character, good values, good virtues. All right. Okay, we've come to the end of today's webinar. I hope you have learned one or two things. My time will not let me take questions, but I promise you, do me a favor. If you have any questions, put it as comment on this post. Okay. If you have any questions, put it as comment on this post. I will come back to reply. I have a coaching session in 2 minutes. I'll come back to reply to those comments, or even I could do a Q&A. How many of you would like a Q&A on Purpose Arena? If you want a Q&A on anything I do, anything I write, anything I say, maybe once a while we'll just be doing Q&A, just Q&A, only Q&A like that. All right. Just to help every one of us. So thank you all. Guys, please, I need to advertise this one. Very, very important, because it will bless you. If you're a speaker, if you're an author, if you're a trainer, if you are a coach, all right, on the 19th of December, I have something for you. On the 19th of December, I have something for you that is massive, all right, and you want to take advantage of that thing. Okay, it's a masterclass. I call it the Highly Paid Speaker Masterclass. Highly Paid Speaker Masterclass. Sorry, just 1 second. Yes, please. Okay, all right. Highly Paid Speaker Masterclass. And the goal of the masterclass is to help you, all right? Highly Paid Speaker Masterclass is to all these things that I've shared with you today. This is just tip of the iceberg. There's nothing, I've shared with you a lot today. I've given you a lot of value, but what is really in my heart is to give you a lot more value through the Highly Paid Speaker Masterclass. It's going to be a 4-hour session. I'm bringing one of my friends. I'll reveal him later, who is also a highly paid speaker, like someone you all know. The two of us will be running a 4-hour session. Packed 4-hour session on the 19th of December. All right. You don't want to miss it. All right. It will start from like maybe 10 a.m. Nigerian time to about 1 p.m., 2 p.m. thereabout. We are going to be giving some crazy value. All right. 9 a.m. Nigerian time to about 1 p.m. Yes, that's the time. Highly Paid Speaker Masterclass. Go to that link right now. bit.ly /HPS Masterclass. bit.ly/HPS Masterclass. Okay, and sign up right now. If you sign up today, I promise you, it's gonna cost 25,000 naira. What's my I've forgotten the charge that I put on it. 25,000 naira exactly. I think it's 25,000 naira, which is that's the main value. All right, main value, that's $99, 25,000 naira. But if you sign up today, I'll give you 50% discount. All right, if you sign up today, 50% discount, I'll give you 50% discount, because it shows you're committed. It shows you are serious. So that means you'll be paying 12,500 naira if you're in Nigeria, and if you're overseas, you'll be paying something like $49. So sign up now, and I will send you an email with a link to pay later on. 19th of December from 9 a.m. Nigerian time, 8 a.m. UK time. New Zealand time, it will be 9 p.m. New Zealand time. All right. Don't miss it. It's a highly paid speaker masterclass. I'll be teaching you literally how to build how to create products. All right, how to build a personal brand around what you're doing, like some of the things we've talked about today, but go deeper. How to know what to charge for your speaking. How to stop speaking for free and coaching people for free. Those are the things that I used to be there, and I had to pay to get some of the things, because if you don't pay, you don't take what they are teaching you seriously. All right, so very important. For 4 hours, we'll be coming to teach you all of that. How to stop charging, how to stop just doing things for people for free. I've been there. I've spoke somewhere, they gave me petrol voucher. That must stop. Okay, how do you build a business model? How do you create products? How do you create frameworks that transform people's life, that take them from point A to point B. So get onto that link right now, bit.ly/HPS Masterclass. Highly paid speaker Masterclass. Tell someone about it. Someone you know that has got a message but don't know how to go about it, don't know where to start, or they've been speaking for free all this while. They've been doing everything for free. Listen, until you start charging for what you do, you'll not reach more people. Oh. Let me say that again. If you don't charge for what you do, you will not reach more people. All right, you will just remain where you are. Okay, very, very important. Don't just remain where you are. There is something that God wants you. There are people that God wants you to reach out to, and the only way you can reach out to them is when you start to charge. Because when you start to charge, you have a lot more resources to expand, to build a system, a sustainable system. And that will help you massively. All right. I hope this session has been of great value to you. I can see a lot of people saying thank you. God bless you all. I'm grateful. It's such a privilege. It's a privilege. I don't take for granted anything I'm called to do. It's a privilege to be able to be a blessing. So if this has been of blessing to you, please, I need to ask you for a favor. Help me. All right. Do a screenshot of this right now. Like, let me smile. All right, good. Yes. Do a screenshot of this. And please write me a testimonial about this webinar. Tell somebody about this webinar. And of course, help me also advertise the Highly Paid Speaker Masterclass on your timeline. Tag me. I promise I will comment on it. I will find it and I'll comment on it. Please take a screenshot right now. Tell them about how this webinar has been of blessing to you. And then please tag me, okay? And talk about Highly Paid Speaker Masterclass inside of it as well, too. God bless you and honor you in Jesus' mighty name. I believe in you. I believe that the world will see what you do. The world will come to, to acknowledge what you do, and you will transform many people's lives. God bless you and talk to you soon. All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.